drug-free zone, and we ask that all of you obey this regulation. Thank you for your cooperation. And now for tonight's lineups. First, the visiting Cougars. Injured and not playing, Harley Tavernia. Number 11, Jacob Brown. Number 14, Nick Dragoon. Number 21, Brendan Luton. Number 12, Matt Lepine. Number 50, Joe Murphy. Starting tonight for the Cougars, number 34, Adam Cougar. Number 24, Garrett Igor. Number 23, Austin Tatro. Number 22, Rodney Grimshaw. And number 44, John Billion. The Cougars are going to Mr. Rob Kevin, assisted by Mr. Michael Lefko. And now for your Beekmantown Eagles. Injured and not playing this evening, number 22, Justin Stevens. Number 11, Tristan Kemp. Number 12, Evan Dupini. Number 21, Brandon McDonald. Number 33, Benny Mitchell. Number 23, Mickey Pepper. Number 42, Brandon Provost. And now the starters for your Eagles. Number 3, Greg Manning. Number 4, Alex Rice. Number 5, Jacob Ramchuk. Number 24, Ed Kaminsky. And number 44, Brendan Kowski. These are the coachman to Ryan Converse, 65 Mr. Dave Manning, Mr. Pete Person, tonight's officials, Mr. Dyer and Mr. McMillan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll please rise. Gentlemen, you move your hats for the pledge of our national anthem.
Are we on, Calvin? Okay, folks, welcome Hoops fans to Hometown Cable's presentation of boys varsity basketball, Northern Basketball League boys varsity basketball, coming to you from the hallowed grounds of Beekmantown Central School here in beautiful downtown Beekmantown, New York. On this Thursday evening, the 9th day of January 2018. We are once again at the home of the Eagles of Beekmantown Central School, who are entertaining the Cougars of Northeastern Clinton Central. The Eagles start off with the ball and almost throw it away, but Gator can't keep it from going out of bounds, so they get a reprieve. And And here's Pelkey from underneath, and a nice baseline shot by Brendan Pelkey, and that puts the Eagles on the board first. Cougars will bring it up. Looks like the Eagles in a man-to-man defense here to get things started. Rodney Grimshaw coming with the ball now. Here's Tatro. He's got Price guarding here. Grimshaw will pull up, and he'll knock down a mid-range jumper for two. So Grimshaw answers for the Cougars, and here's Pelkey from the foul line. That one gets blocked. Pelkey gets his own rebound. It's blocked again, but Cater's going to get called for the foul. So good D by the Cougars on the defensive end, but Adam Cater gets called for a block. Our officials tonight are a veteran crew of Pete McMillan and Mr. Dyer. Can't remember his first name at this point, but doesn't matter. Pelkey misses the first of two. And the second one is on its way, and that one's good. Well, the Eagles show a little bit of pressure here. Bigor brings the ball up against Remchuk. Cater gets it inside for Tatro at the foul line, and he knocks it down. So Austin Tatro gets in the scoring act as the Cougars go up by one here in the early going. There's Price over for Manny. Manny looking for some space, dribbles, nice dish off for Pelkey, and Pelkey finishes underneath. So nice work by Greg Manny to penetrate the lane and draw some attention and dish off to the big guy underneath, who has all five of Beekmantown's points here so far in the early going. Here's John Fillion at the other end, and that was nicely blocked there by Nick Danucci, and results in a held ball. So since the Cougars got the opening tap, the ball will go over to the Eagles on the alternating possession with just under 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Pelkey again underneath, kicks it out for Manny. Manny, Remchuk, here's Price. He tries to penetrate. He gets cut off there. There's Remchuk from the elbow. That won't fall. Pelkey with the offensive rebound, and he puts that one in from underneath. So Brendan Pelkey really showing his business underneath here. Has got all 7 of Beekmantown's points here in the early going. So Coach Guerin's going to have to make some adjustment to take care of that. Here's Tatro from 3, and he answers with a big triple. Knots the score up. Inside for Remchuk. He tries to get in for Pelkey. This time it's knocked away, and Bigor comes up with the loose ball. He's trapped there. Gives it for Bigor. For Tatro. He dribbles out of the pressure. Brings it up court. Grimshaw inside for Fillion. Fillion, he squares up a little bit too strong. Grimshaw on the offensive board. Cater comes up with it, and he draws the foul. So Adam Cater doing some good work on the offensive boards. Grabbed himself a rebound and gets fouled on the way up. That's going to go against Alex Price. So 1 foul apiece for each team as we close in on midway through the first quarter of action. Cater goes short on the first attempt. Second one on its way, and that one's good. Come the Eagles up the court. Manny tries to dish off, but that one gets knocked away inside. Here's Fillion running the floor, goes for the left hand, puts it up and can't finish, but good job end-to-end action by the big guy John Fillion, and he switches hands, takes it to the rack left-handed, and draws the foul. Unfortunately couldn't finish on it, but that'll look good on tape. It's going to make the highlight reel. A little short on the first attempt. Little discussion underneath by the officials. Hopefully got that all sorted out. And Philion will line up for a second, and that one's good. So the Cougars pushing the lead up to 2. Here's Price, gets through a double team. That one's tipped away, but knocked away there. But it'll stay with the Eagles as the Cougars in that 2-3 zone, and the Eagles looking to flash that middle and get it to the open man. Here's Manny once again, penetrates, looking for the dish inside, but this time Pelkey wasn't ready for it and throws the ball away. I don't think you can blame that all on Brendan Pelkey. That pass was a little off target, but still the same idea that they had before. Once again, the Eagles with some pressure, but Cougars get through it all right. Here's Grimshaw, he thinks about it, pulls back, and then knocks it down. So Rodney Grimshaw makes some 2, at least 2 for 2 from the foul line, and we get a timeout on the floor. So with 3:35 to go here in the first period, the Cougars have the lead, 12-7. Okay, back at it, out of the timeout. 3.5 to go here in the first period, and then Eagles with the ball, trailing by 5. We have Remchuk with the long 3 ball, and first one besides Brendan Pelkey to score for the Eagles. Pulls his team back within 2. Tatro, nice move there, and finishes on the other end. Number 23, Mickey Pepper, is checked into the contest for Coach Converse and the Eagles. He gives Manny a rest. Pepper thinks about it, gives it over for Price. Price penetrates a little bit too strong. Cater comes up with a loose ball, gives it off for Tatro. Tatro looks for somebody in the lane, finds Philion, and Philion gets the ball stripped from him as he's going to the rack. Cougars go to the bench and send in number 21, Brendan Boot, number 50, Joe Murphy. Tatro and Cater will get the rest. Grimshaw. Nice move by Philion, puts it off the glass. Nice soft touch by John Philion, and he finishes on the inside. And Price comes down, and I'm sorry, yeah. It was Remchuk, I believe, with the drive, and he picks up, Brendan Booton will pick up the foul. Number 42, Brandon Provost checks into the contest to give Pelkey a rest. Eagles with the ball, 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. Price on the drive, he can't finish. Booton comes up with the loose ball, gives it over for Begor. There's Murphy, he's going to take it to the rack, but that one's a little bit too strong. Bounces around, Danusi comes away with the loose rebound. Remchuk wants to push it up off for Pepper, but the Cougars get back on defense and close off that opportunity. Here's Remchuk, gets it swatted away, and looks like it was on the line. So Nick Danusi thought he was saving it, but apparently it was out of bounds. So Cougars will have it up by 6 with 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. Brendan Booton off the pick, over for Begor. Begor takes it off to the corner. He chucks up a 3 and knocks it down. So Garrett Begor gets into the 3-ball action as the Cougars are 3 for 3 from behind the arc, which is typically the Beekmantown game with they have some decent outside shooters. Ball swatted away. Nice play by John Fillion to steal that. That pass, ill-advised pass there, and there might be a frustration foul going against Murphy on that one. As they did a pretty good job of getting that ball away and then threw it away on the outlet. So Murphy picks up the foul. It's going to be 3 on the Cougars as Manny checks back in and gives Remchuk a rest. Just over a minute to play in the first quarter. Cougars have pushed their lead up to 9. Pepper thinks about it, chucks up to 3, a little bit too short. That was rebounded by Bigor, and he gets fouled on the rebound. So Provost was the I think 24. Nick Danucci is going to pick up that foul. It's going to be 3 apiece for both teams as we're under a minute to play. There's Booten again, over for Bigor. Bigor's open for 3. That one's a little bit too strong. Provost with the rebound. And the Eagles push it up the court. Manny looking for some room, I'm sure, getting a little frustrated as not any good looks. This time, tries to take Booten off the dribble, but good defense there. And Fillion cuts off that inbounds pass. And Brendan Booten, Coach Guerin looking for the last shot here with about 10 seconds to work. There's a nice pass underneath for Murphy, and he turns around and finishes. So Joe Murphy gets into the scoring act. The Eagles have a chance here with a couple seconds left. And the shot goes up, but it won't fall. So after 8 minutes of play here at Beekmantown Central School, the Cougars take an 11-point lead, 21-10 after 8. Okay, second quarter action starts here. Beekmantown Central School. The visiting Cougars are 11-point lead, and right off Matt LaFave just entered into the contest, gets trapped at midcourt, and Coach Guerin wisely calls a timeout. Okay, out of the timeout. Here's Booten with the ball. Looks to penetrate. Gets it inside for Fillion. Nice hands there by John Fillion. Puts a shot up, and he's going to draw the foul. So he'll be at the line to shoot 2. That one is going to go against Provost. So John Fillion will be at the line to shoot 2. See if we can't push that lead up. And the first one is up and good. Looks like Pelkey's going to check back into the contest. Give themselves a little bit of muscle underneath to work against the big guy from Northeastern. The second one is good. So that's 5 points for Fillion. It's Manny. He tries to get it inside for Pelkey, and Pepper is on the receiving end of that loose ball, and he finishes. First 2 points of the evening for number 23, Mickey Pepper. And the Cougars bring the ball up. Here's LaFave working against it. Takes it in the lane and drives it nicely, lays it in. So Matt LaFave off the screen brings it in and finishes on his end. Push the lead up to 13. Manny once again moves it out. Here's Price. Price looking to penetrate. Gets shut off there. Inside for Pelkey. Pelkey has to whip it back outside. Here's Manny with an open look. That one's short. Provost with the rebound, and he gets clobbered underneath. So good work there by Brendan Provost to get position and come up with that offensive rebound and put it back up, and left the Cougars with no other choice but to foul him. So Foul's going to go against Lefebvre, and that'll put Provost at the line to shoot 2. First one rattles around and goes in. Remchuk checks back in to give Alex Price a rest, as does Austin Tatro for the Cougars. Provost, number 2 on the way. That was a little bit too long. Gets the long rebound, and he's going to get called for the travel. So Provost was 1 for 2 from the line, and that'll put him in the scoring column anyway. And here's the Eagles with some full court pressure, and creates a turnover as Matt Lefebvre not able to find anybody to inbound to. So 5-second rule elapsed, and the Eagles will get the ball on their baseline out of bounds. Here's Pelkey, kicks it out for Manny. Eagles keeping it around the perimeter, looking for something open. Pepper, that one's way off the mark. Bigor comes up with that loose ball. And Bigor penetrates, kicks it out for Tatro. Tatro with a long 3, and he drains it. Austin Tatro hits double digits with 10 points with three for 3 from 3-point range. And that one gets battered around, and it's out for Manny, who takes the 3, but it's a little bit too long. Tatro comes back with the rebound. He drives the lane. He'll take it right to the rack. That one rolls off, and we got a foul underneath. Looks like John Fillion is going to pick up the foul on the rebound. Pepper. Remchuk. His 3 is a little bit short. It was knocked around. Tatro comes up with the rebound. Inside for Murphy. Murphy takes 1 step and puts it off the glass. So Joe Murphy, 4 points here, all coming in the second quarter, as the Cougars push their lead up to 17. Pelkey finds Provost underneath, and he finishes and draws the foul. So nice look by Brendan Pelkey to find his teammate underneath. It's going to go on Garrett Bigor. I believe that's going to be his first. So Cougars not in any terrible foul trouble at this point, but Adam Cater checks in anyway just to give John Fillion a rest. And Provost will be at the line to see he can't finish the 3-point play. And his foul shot rims off. Bigor. Pass for Murphy, gets a little bit off target. Tatro rushed that one and went off the side of the rim, and the Eagles come down with it. There's a chance to chew into that deficit just a little bit. Price gets the ball, kicks it back out for Remchuk. Remchuk tries to force it into Pelkey, but Bigor finishes that one. Here's Murphy, kicks it out for Tatro. There's Cater in the middle, wide open, and he picks up the easy deuce. Coach Converse has seen enough, calls a timeout with 4:25 to play here in the first half, and the Cougars will push their lead up to 17. Okie doke. Back at it, out of the timeout. A little more than 4 minutes to go here in the first half. See what Coach Converse drew up for his Eagles, who are struggled so far against his zone defense to get anything worthwhile in the first couple minutes. They found Pelkey underneath to put up some points, but since then they've been pretty quiet. There's Price with a 3 that's just a little bit too long, and Bigor comes away with it and pushes it up the court. LaFave. Working off the pick and roll, finds Cater underneath. Nice work there by Matt LaFave and Adam Cater off the pick and roll, and Cater finds himself open and drops in an easy deuce to give him 5 points. Here's Pepper, he's going to take one. That's going to be short. And it's tapped there, and Cater does a nice job of trying to keep it in alive, but it's out of bounds. So Grimshaw and Felion check back into the contest for the Cougars, and number 33 is Ben Mitchell. He's in for his first time for Coach Converse and the Eagles. Here's Price, baseline. As he give it for Pelkey, good play there by Murphy, and this time the center turned point guard has it taken away from him on the way up the court, but you got to give him credit for seeing the floor and doing what he thinks he can do. We'll give him a turnover or two as the Eagles are prone to turn the ball over. There's Grimshaw working against the press, and Cater finishes on the other end. So Grimshaw, seeing the floor nicely, finds Adam Cater, who's been the recipient of some nice passes underneath and has got himself up to 7 points. Mitchell. Again, the Eagles having a hard time finding anything worthwhile, and this time Price drives the lane, puts the shot up, and Grimshaw is going to get called for the foul. So Alex Price, nice move there to split the guards, but Grimshaw on the way back took a hack at him, and looked like he got all ball, but the referees see otherwise, and Alex Price will be at the line to shoot two. First one is good. First point of the evening for he. Manny checks back in, gives Remchuk a rest with 2:26 on the clock. And second one bounces in, so Alex Price is in the scoring column, and Cougars are up by 19 here with just over 2 minutes to play in the half. Cater. Felion at the elbow, kicks it back out for Cater. Tetro looking for the pick. Cater takes it in the lane, gives it out for Grimshaw. Grimshaw looks for the screen. Here's Murphy. You can't find anything to happen. Inside for nice entry pass there for John Felion, who puts it on the deck and then bodies his way in, but draws the foul but just can't finish. So John Felion once again at the line to shoot two. First one is up, and that one is good. And number two on its way, and that was a little bit too long. Eagles bring the ball up. Here's Manny, gives it off. Price. There, for Pelkey, gets robbed, and they steal there by Alex Price, and gives the Eagles an opportunity, and we're going to foul on the floor. So Murphy's going to get called for another foul underneath, and or away from the ball. Actually, I guess they are in the bonus, so the Eagles will be at the line to shoot 1 and 1. It's 2 on Murphy. Manny will be at the line. First one is good. First point of the evening for the typically high-scoring Greg Manny, who's I think the leading scorer for Coach Converse and the Eagles. And he knocks down 2 from the charity stripe. You have to take a shot from the floor, as my recollection. So the Cougars are doing a good job of taking that offensive piece away from this team. There's Felion, backs himself in, puts the shot up a little bit too hard. Murphy does a good job on the offensive board. gives it to Booten, and we're closing in on a minute to play. Grimshaw penetrates, kicks it out for Cater. Here's Booten with an open look. That one's off the front of the rim, but Cater does a nice job on the offensive board. Give Booten another look. That one's too strong, and Cater this time is over the back, and I think he's going to draw the foul. So that's going to give the Eagles another one-on-one opportunity here at the other end as Cater gets called for the foul on the rebound. Garrett Begor will check back into the contest, and Murphy will sit. One and one for Mitchell. He misses on the front end of that. Filion clears the board. And the Cougars will have it. Inside for Filion. Drives the baseline. Nice move underneath, but that one won't drop. And it's going to stay with the Cougars. So this time the shot clock will be off. And they'll have the opportunity to hold this one. Well, I guess there is a 1 second differential, I believe. Let me see the shot clock. So the Cougars are going to try to hold for the last shot here as Begor drives, kicks it out for Grimshaw, thinks about it, dribbles past. That one comes up short. Price has it. Bring it down the floor. And does a nice move there to score the basket. Booten on the run, puts the shot up that won't fall. So Alex Price drops in a bucket with just a couple seconds left to pull the Eagles to a 21-37 deficit. So down by 16 at halftime. So that's how the first half went here from Beekmantown Central School. We'll see you after halftime. Okay, we are back, folks, for the second half of action for Beekmantown Central School. Thursday evening, January 9, 2014. Cougars with a 16-point lead heading into the second half. Chatting with Calvin here at halftime, and I think we've actually been in this gym before with the Cougars with a substantial lead at halftime, and that would be a nail biter right at the end. So believe me, folks, this game is not over. So Coach Converse going with his original starting five, as are the Cougars. So on the floor for the Eagles is Jacob Rimchuk, Alex Price, Greg Manny, Nick Danucci, and Brennan Pelkey for the Cougars. Answer with Rodney Grimshaw, Austin Tatro, Adam Cater, Garrett Begor, and John Filion. Here's the Eagles with the ball. Manny, who did not attempt a field goal in that first half, which is odd, so he'll start right off. And this one a little bit too strong. Bounces out of bounds. Last touch by the Cougars, so the Eagles will have another shot at it. 3 for a quarter here on the first possession of the second half. And here's Manny. He goes back to Price. Price will kick it over for Remchuk. Remchuk looks underneath, and that one gets stripped away, and Cater will get called for his second foul, I believe. And that's going to put Danucci at the line to shoot 2. And that's actually 3 on Cater. So Coach Guerin's got some decision to make here, as Cater was been doing some pretty good work on the offensive boards, and has 7 points to go along with the hard work that he's done on the glass. Danucci makes good on his first foul shot. Second one is up, and that one will not fall. So Nick Danucci with his first point of the evening. And after, here's Tatro with a wide open look, and he knocks down another triple. So Austin Tatro picks up right where he left off in the first half. Drains another 3, give him 13 points to lead all scorers. And Danucci does some good work underneath, and this time Filion is going to pick up the foul, and I think that's going to be 2 on Filion. So Coach Garrett got a little decision making to do here as 2 of his post players get themselves in a fair amount of foul trouble here early on in the third quarter. So Danucci's first foul shot's a little bit short. So he'll get ready and fire up the next one, and that one won't fall. Cater again with the rebound. So here's Bigor, brings the ball up against a 3/4 court pressure, but the Eagles fall back in. Looks like they're on like a 3-2 zone at this point. Bigor with a air ball from 3-point land, and the Eagles come away with it. So, and Filion goes for the steal, but can't come up with it. So the Eagles will keep the ball. I don't remember Coach Converse switching up to that zone defense in the second half, but maybe during his halftime speech, he's thinking we got to do something a little bit different because we haven't been able to keep the score down. The Cougars on pace to score 80 points, and I think something's going to have to give on the defensive end of things. So Manny with a nice steal there, or the Eagles with a steal, and Manny drives the lane. And that's going to be 2 on Grimshaw here in the second half. So that's 3 total, and so the Eagles doing a pretty good job of taking it right to the Cougars here and drawing the fouls. They haven't got a lot of points to show for it. Manny will make good on that one. But maybe the theory is to get the Cougars in a little bit of foul trouble, go to the bench and see how they can make out against that. So Manny 4 for 4 from the foul line, but nothing from the field so far. And with 6:15 to go here in the third quarter, Cougars want a timeout. All right. One of the benefits of being on this side of the court is we get to kind of eavesdrop on the timeouts and find out what the coaches have to say. And this time it was all about the fouling. And Remchuk steals the ball at midcourt and goes down and knocks down the layup to put that deficit down to 14. This time the Eagles show some good defense here, and the Cougars unable to get it over the mid-stripe. So 2 turnovers in a row, and the deficit that was, or the lead that was 19 at halftime, or 16 at halftime, is now shrunk. And although the Eagles have had the ball for pretty much this whole third quarter, they only have 5 points to show for it. So Cougars have been doing a pretty decent job on defense, but again, not able to. Actually, I would think that the better thing to say is that the Eagles have been not doing such a great job on offense. Because there's another foul. So 5 fouls on the Cougars here with less than 3 minutes gone here in the third quarter, and that's going to be 3 on John Filion. So Coach Garrett now with 3 of his starters in pretty serious foul trouble. And Manny once again continues his hot hand from the line, but so far it's all the Eagles have been able to manage with the amount of possession that they've had. Bigor working against the press. Grimshaw has it. Gives it back for Bigor. Bigor losses the ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles, so Cougars will inbound with plenty of time on the shot clock. Cater's going to square up. That one's short. Rebounded there by Danucci, and the ball gets tied up. So Cougars will have it on the alternating possession. sure why we don't get a new shot clock, but only 2 seconds gone. Tatro. Grimshaw looking to penetrate. Kicks it over for Tatro. He takes the long three that rims out. Danucci with the rebound, and here come the Eagles. There's Manny. He stumbles just a little bit, kicks it over for Price. Price drives the lane, throws the ball up, and won't fall. Filion tracks down the long rebound and gives it over to Bigor. So this time down, the Cougars are able to defend without drawing the foul. Tatro has it, fires it inside for Filion. Filion finishes on the other end, so good hands by Austin Tatro to track that ball down and find the big guy underneath to finish. And that one goes over for Pelkey, who shows some good hands underneath and grabs it, and that's his first point since early in the about midway through the first quarter. He had all Beekmantown's first 7 points, but then we got shut down after that. Here's Filion come in close, and he connects. So 8 points for John Filion overall. Had 4 in the first half, and now we got a foul underneath, and that's going to go against the Eagles. It'll be their first foul of this half, as they've been on offense most of it. So Provost checks back into the contest, and Danucci will get the rest. Cougars managed to break the pressure pretty decent. Here's Grimshaw with a short runner that won't fall. Cater again does good job on the offensive boards. Can't come up with the loose ball, but then the Eagles throw it right away. So Cougars get the ball back with just under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter, leading by 14. Here's Bigor. Looks to go baseline. Gives it for Filion. Nice move there by Garrett Bigor to find John Filion alone in the lane, and the big senior is accounted for the last 6 points for the Cougars, to keep that lead, push the lead back up to 16. 10 points for John Filion, who, along with a pretty strong game that he's had underneath. There's Price, goes off his leg and will not fall, but Price gets it back and puts down the 12-footer. So Alex Price with 6 points for the Eagles as we close in on the 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Eagles are doing all they can to pressure the ball, but the Cougars are staying calm and will take as much time as they need to get a decent shot. Bigor over for Tatro. That's coming back over for Grimshaw. Here's Cater at the foul line. A little bit too strong as he turns to shoot. But it's a good possession for the Cougars as they run off a lot of time off the clock, but come up empty on the scoring end. But they had a lot to worry about for the offensive end of things, because Pelkey can't finish. Cater has it. And the Cougars will bring it up the floor. Tatro with an open look. That one's short. Provost tracks down that long rebound, and both teams running it up the floor, but not a whole lot of scoring going on here by either squad. Manning finally drains a three from the court. And Coach Converse wants a timeout for 1:06 to play here in the third quarter. Cougars with an 11-point lead, 35-46. All right, out of the timeout. Cougars with the ball. And Bigor dribbles through the block by Remchuk. Remchuk will pick up the foul, and the Cougars will inbound. minute to play here in the third quarter with an 11-point lead. Joe Murphy is checked back into the contest. That pass goes off one of the yellow shoes of Rodney Grimshaw, but John Fillion picks it up and knocks it in. This one comes over for Remchuk, and nice play there by John Fillion as the ball was coming into Provost, but Fillion knocked it away, and it will stay with the Eagles. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Price, the lob underneath, and that one will not fall. Fillion with the good strong rebound. Looks like Pelkey's going to pick up the... Nope. Looks like it's going to go against 42, so Brandon Provost will pick up that foul, and it'll be his second. That's 24 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Cougars can hold for the last shot. Here's Murphy, takes it to the rack and rolls it in. So Joe Murphy with a good strong move to the basket off the feed by Austin Tatro will be at the line to shoot one here to finish off the three-point play with about 15 seconds to play in the third quarter, and the Cougars with an opportunity to push the lead back up to 16. And Murphy is good on that. So give him 7 points in the contest. Number 21, Brandon McDonald checks into the contest for the first time for Coach Converse and the Beekmantown Eagles. There's Pelkey. Yeah, nice pass inside. Good look by Alex Price. Pelkey finds him underneath, and Price connects. So the horn will sound, and the third quarter will play with the Cougars up by a score of 51-37. Oh, yeah, no, I gave it to Cater. I think I got all of Fillion's. Well, I'll know tomorrow. Okay, the Eagles start off with the ball here in the beginning of the third quarter. And again, can't really get anything happening on the offensive end. Grimshaw comes away with a loose ball, and Manny looks like he's going to get called for the foul. So after the Cougars started off that third quarter with racking up a whole bunch of team fouls, the Eagles have caught up with them in a hurry. So both teams look like they'll be in the bonus fairly quickly here in the in the fourth quarter if the aggressive defense keeps up, which I hope it does. It makes the game interesting. There's Grimshaw on the drive. He'll put the shot up a little bit too strong, but Begor comes away with an offensive rebound and will reset the offense. Grimshaw thinks about it, but brings it back down. Take a little bit of time off the clock, but this time he's going to put the shot up. That one's short. And looks like we're going to have a foul underneath. Going to go against the Eagles on the rebound. So Jacob Rimchuk will pick up that as his third foul. And Cougars will have a baseline inbounds here. It comes all the way out for Tatro. Cougars are going to be content here to run some time off the clock, I would think. But Austin Tatro says, if you're going to give me an open look, I'm going to take it. That one rims out. Good rebound there by McDonald. So there's Manny, fires up a three that was too long. Murphy with a rebound, gives it over for Begor, and Cougars push the ball up the court. There's Grimshaw on the drive. He's going to push it off the glass and in. So Rodney Grimshaw, his first point since the first quarter. Give him 7. There's Manny. That one's long. So Greg Manny not with the touch tonight. As he took no shots in the first half and is only 1 for like 4 here in the second half. So some nights you're feeling it, some nights you're not. So the Cougars once again will be content to run the shot clock down as far as they can to get something to happen. And this time, boy. Pass inside, a little bit too strong for Austin Tatro, and ball goes out of bounds, but the Eagles will take over. Number 23, Mickey Pepper. Number 24, Nick Danucci check back into the contest for the Eagles, and Adam Cater is back in for the Cougars. 6 minutes to play here in the contest. And that one is going to be last touched by the Cougars. LaFave steals the inbound pass. So Matt LaFave is going to get called for the arm bar, and that'll give the ball back over to the Eagles. So. Ball's sent in for McDonald, and looks like Filion's going to pick up his fourth foul. And that's going to put McDonald on the line to shoot 1 and 1. As John Filion will go to the bench with 4 fouls. And Brandon McDonald will be at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Misses the front end of it. Cater with the rebound, but the ball gets tied up on the way down. And looks like it'll go over to the on the Cougars. Cougars get the ball up, and it's again the Eagles in the 2-3 zone. Igor loses the handle on it, but slips it inside for Cater, who finishes. I have Adam Cater at 11 points. I gave him the 2 that I couldn't find here in the third quarter, so I could be off, but either way, he's had a pretty good game. Here's Igor on the steal, and he can't finish. And Eagles want to push the ball up the floor, so there's Price in the lane, and that one gets fouled. So I'm not sure that the Cougars playing some pretty aggressive defense. We might want to just kind of lay back a little bit, especially on those fast breaks, and just let them go to the rack and use some time on the inbounds and bringing the ball back up the court. Because at this point, pushing a 15, 18-point lead. No sense in giving away useless fouls. Anyway, Price misses on the front end, so that one works out fairly decent. LaFave picks up his third foul, so obviously the Cougars with 18 fouls here in the second half to go along with the 7 or 8 they had in the first half. You add that up, puts a lot of fouls on some of these players. So. But they give you 5 for a reason. So. Shot clock under 10. LaFave's going to run one up. Doesn't hit the rim, so the Cougars will fall victim to the shot clock violation, and will turn the ball over. So the Eagles will take over. Greg Manny checks back in for the Eagles, and Brendan Booten back in for the Cougars. Price to Manny. Manny to Pepper. Back out for Manny. And he's showing a lot of patience. I'll tell you, if I was a three-point shooter and was having as off night as he was, I'd be pumping it up every time I got my hands on it. Murphy steals the entry pass. Igor over for LaFave. They get the ball up. Here's Murphy. Takes it to the hole. Puts the shot up a little bit too short. This time gets his own rebound and gets fouled on the way up. So. Foul's going to go against McDonald, and that'll put Joe Murphy on the line to shoot 2 with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Murphy hits the first. Pelkey and Provost check back into the contest, and Danucci and McDonald will take the rest. Second one's on its way. And that one's a little bit too strong, so Murphy makes 1 out of 2 to give him 8 points. There's a long 3 ball by Manny that's too short. And nice pickup there by Provost. And he converts on that end. And we get a timeout on the floor. 3:28 to show. Showing on the clock. Cougars up by a 56-39 margin. Okie doke. Back out of the timeout. Eagles with their full court pressure, but the Cougars get the ball over the timeline, and will now settle it in with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Cater kicks it back out. There's Wooten. Now we're under 10. Here's Begor, dribbles all the way in, puts the shot up, and draws a foul. So, nice job there by Garrett Begor to dribble penetrate, come back in off the baseline, and draw the foul. So he will be at the line to shoot 2. Mickey Pepper picks up his first foul. First one is up and good. Number 11 is Tristan Kemp. Makes it into the contest for Coach Converse, as gives Greg Manny the rest. Begor hits the first of 2. Second one is up and good. So Garrett Begor pretty quiet on the scoring end of things today, but has run the floor very well. Run the offense very well for Coach Garrett. Been able to manage that full court pressure by the Eagles, and that looks like that's going to be a travel. You can get away with that in the NBA, but not with Pete McMillan out there. Jacob Brown and Nick Dragoon get into the contest for the Cougars. Brown gives it for Booten. Booten fires it over for Lefebvre, and here's Dragoon with it. He gets trapped there. Sends it over, but Booten will watch it go out of bounds. "12 seconds on the shot clock. Brendan Pelkey comes out to a good round of applause as both coaches are emptying the bench here. And we got a timeout on the floor. 2:18 showing on the clock. Cougars up by a 19-point margin. Okay. Cougars with the ball. Just over 2 minutes to play. Inside for Filion. Filion gets a shot off before the clock expires. It won't fall, and the Eagles come away with the rebound. So Coach Guerin going with a rather small lineup at this point, I would say. But the biggest guy on the floor, John Filion, will now take it coast to coast again. Good drive by John Filion, and he gets double teamed down at the other end. And looks like Price is going to pick up the foul, and it'll put Filion at the line to shoot 1-on-1. Number 12, Kevin Dupini checks into the contest, and Price will sit. So both teams getting a chance to empty out their benches and give some of these players who don't get to play a lot a little bit of time. Filion hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Second one is up, and that one rolls around and drops in. 14 points for John Filion to lead all scorers. And there's a loose ball. It gets kicked around. The Eagles come up with it. Kemp Here's Pepper. And Dupini misses on that one, and if that's on Filion, he's going to be done for the evening. Yep, the foul is on John Filion, so that's going to eliminate him from the competition. And he's going to head to the bench with 14 points to go along with those 4 fouls and all of the rebounds that I haven't kept track of. But a pretty powerhouse game for the big guy for Northeastern. Tristan Kemp was at the line, but he's just the front end of the 1-and-1. The ball goes out of bounds, and the Eagles will have another opportunity here with just over a minute to play. And there's a turnover, and Brown gets plowed over, and he'll be at the line to shoot 1-and-1, actually to shoot 2, I believe. So Jacob Brown at the line to shoot 2. I'd have to look back, but I'm not sure that he's scored any varsity points. If he hasn't, this will be a milestone for him. But first he's got to put one in. Second one is on its way, and that one doesn't fall either. So Brown 0 for 2 from the foul line. Cougars are best not to foul anymore at this point. Just play some defense and let the Eagles do whatever it is that they think they might be able to do. And a good play by Cater. Keep that one from going out of bounds. And now the Cougars will hold the ball as the Eagles drop back into a pretty soft zone. Cougars do have about a 7-second differential, so they'll have to attempt some sort of a shot here before the end of the game. But there's Lefebvre, gives it out for Brown. Brown's going to kick it for Lefebvre. Lefebvre is going to put up a shot and it won't fall. Cater gets his hand on it, but it goes out of bounds. So the Eagles will have it with 19.2 seconds showing on the clock, trailing by 21 points. And Booten steals that one and can probably just dribble this one out, as the Cougars will put this one in the books as a Northern Basketball League Division I victory over the home victory over the Beekmantown Eagles. So that's the way it was from beautiful downtown Beekmantown, New York. Cougars come away with a 60-39 victory. We thank you for watching Hometown Cable television. You should be supporting.